Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome to my brand new Let's Play series, Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX for the Game Boy Color. It came out in 1998. I have actually never played the DX version before, so this is a brand new experience for me. I'm so used to playing the original version that came out in 93 that was just 50 shades of green and gray and not terribly appealing to the eye, but after watching this opening sequence on the DX version, those colors are just gorgeous, man. I'm in for a treat here. So, I'm sure that some of you guys, by the way, probably heard the you were watching the opening sequence and you heard that weird spot where the sound got all crazy and distorted and awkward. And I don't know why that is. I did some tests on this just to see if everything worked with the recording software, and it does. But for some reason, it might just be the ROM. But the sound just randomly will distort out for a couple of seconds, and it just turns into a garbled mess. And I tried all sorts of things to fix it, and I can't figure out why it's doing it. So we're just gonna have to put up with that one. Yeah, there it goes again. We'll just have to put up with it and roll with it, because it only happens for a couple seconds at a time. So, anywho, I am super pumped to play this, man. I've been thinking about this game a lot over the last, couple of weeks especially, but off and on for a number of months now. And I've just been really wanting to play it for you guys, and so now I'm going to do it. I have all the things necessary, so we'll play around with it. I have not played this game in quite a while, though, and so it might be a little rusty around the edges. Like, I think I'll probably be good to go through the first 2 dungeons in this game, but after that it's probably going to turn into a total shit show, so I apologize for that. I will do my best. But a couple things. One, how do you like my super scenic corner of the garage studio that I'm sporting right now? Oh yeah. Sitting right in front of my mother-in-law's Kia Sorento. That's how the big boys do it. So, yeah, that's what that is. The other thing is, I was getting ready to play this with my standard Windows Xbox 360 controller, and the thing just totally doesn't work anymore. I had to retire it. The thing just totally died. And that kind of sucks, man. I've been using that for most every series on this channel since Gran Turismo 2 many years ago, and the thing just died. Old Reliable took the big sleep forever, so I had to retire the guy. And so for this series, I'm going to be using something a little bit more classically inclined, and I'm going to use this USB NES controller that I got off the internet for about $2.99. And with that, it's pretty awesome. Like, the controls are a little bit floaty as far as the D-pad goes, but everything else works great. So, let's get down to business, my friends. We're just going to use my name for this. I don't have anything crazy in the books. I'm just really excited to play this. I love this game so much. So, let's play The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Wow, dude, it's so cool to see this in color. That's awesome. What a relief! I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What? Zelda? Who the fuck is that? Your side piece? Is that who it is? And by the way, this game has nothing to do with Zelda at all, which is weird considering it's called Legend of Zelda. But Zelda is not a character really at all in this game. It's very interesting. Kind of an interesting spin for a Zelda game, but I love it. No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You're on Koholint Island. He's like, I'm where? Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? Well, that sounds terrible. Well, Adam, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Taryn. Hope you're feeling better. What? How'd I know your name? You think it's weird, huh? Well, I have been watching you sleep for the last, 4 hours, and I stole your wallet. Oh, it's on the back of this shield here. Ah! I've always thought that was funny. Link's mouth is just like this little tiny square, and whenever he gets any item in this game, it looks like it's like the craziest moment of his entire life, and it's just ah! It always makes me laugh. I know it sounds stupid. Press the button and repel enemies with it. Okay, yep, let's go. Wow, dude, this is cool. It's so interesting to actually see this universe with more colors than 3. And there's a lot of Mario enemies in this game. You'll see that very quickly as we go along. But it's weird seeing it like this. It gives it so much more of a complete and robust feel, you know, the way that nature intended it to be. Because it always just had a little bit of a bland feel. As you know, growing up, I always thought that, and then when they made this version, I never bought it, and so I wanted to, I just never got around to it. By the way, this is really cool. It kind of has a little bit of a Sword in the Stone theme going on here, but more of a sword in the sea kind of thing. And there's a cool moment coming up as well. Hoot hoot! It's me, Archimedes. Speaking of which, so you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently, aside the fact that they're fucking monsters and that's just what they do. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there. Hoot! And he's gone. Dude, that owl guy, he just shows up in some of the... He just pops up out of nowhere sometimes. There's a spot later in this game where you go across a screen and all of a sudden he's just right fucking there and you're just like, ah! It's funny. Okay, so let's pick up our sword here. Cool moment coming up. You found your sword. It must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. Just like all of your other possessions. You have your name engraved on your sword, your shield, you have a Toy Story thing going on, you have your name inscribed in permanent marker on the bottom of your shoe, which is now being washed off by the sea, and you even have your name on your underwear. Lovely. Oh, that's such a satisfying sound. That is one of my favorite things about this game, is that when you hit enemies, just listen to this. It has this really this bassy, you can feel the power behind your strike with your sword. That's such a cool thing to me. You know, there's so many games where when you strike an enemy, there's just nothing behind it at all. But this, you can just feel the weight of it. Oh, it's so awesome. That was one of the first things as a kid that I remember making kind of a comment on in my head, is wow, you can. It's like you can feel the power behind the sword. It's really cool. So, one thing about this game, in case you haven't noticed it over my talking, I apologize, is that this game has an absolutely beautiful soundtrack. I mean, they really maximized this very well with the Game Boy hardware. It's fantastic. Here's our first item in the game, by the way. You've got a piece of heart. Just a piece of a human heart. It's very, very creepy that you're holding this as long as you're holding it. It could have come from this guy, or it could have come from this guy. But now it's on your conscience that you're holding a piece of a human heart, and it's disgusting. Okay, so we're going to head up to the mysterious wood here. I think that we'll probably have just enough time to go to the first dungeon, and then in the second episode we'll actually explore and complete the first dungeon. Hoot! Man, what took you so long? I guess I should probably remember that I'm the only person that can fly around here. Haha. Oh, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious wood, even though I lied to you and said it was the mysterious forest. But no mind. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint Island, with a lowercase I for some reason, even though it was uppercase before. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave? Even though I know that for a fact that you have not done that yet, because I know that you're the mysterious lad, which is south of the village. Go there with the key that you find in this forest, which is more evidence that I know that you have not been there yet. The windfish is watching, even though he's sleeping. A lot of contradictory statements there. Welcome to the mysterious forest, ladies and gentlemen. This is a cool little area with an awesome theme as well. That is an item that we don't really need right now. It's the Guardian Acorn. It reduces the damage you take by half, but it also changes the theme of this area, and so I don't really want to deal with it right now. This is a tricky little place, man. If you don't know what you're doing, you can get lost in here really easy. And by that I mean if you go here. This raccoon guy, if you try to go upwards and leave the screen, he'll start laughing at you, and he'll be like, ha 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 ha, you know, this place is full of tricks and you're gonna get fucking lost in here, and then he changes the layout of this place and you get lost. It sucks. So we're not gonna go that way. I'm just letting you know. So we're gonna go and get an item here, and then we'll move along. And we'll also get to open our first treasure chest of the game, right here. As I fall into the pit of imminent doom, which really makes me happy that this is not a game that's based on a, lives system. Otherwise, we would have a game over very quickly. So, a little piece of trivia, as far as my childhood with this game, was I used to take my Game Boy to school with me all the time. I used to hide it in my backpack, and then I'd take the bus to school. And in the midst of doing that, by the way, it was one of those Game Boys that was like about 900,000 pounds. Which, on that note, I don't know how I got away with that half the time, because it made my backpack significantly heavier. Carrying all the games and just the fact that it weighs literally about the same weight as a brick. Here's this little deal, by the way. You pick the toadstool. As you hold it over your head, a mellow aroma flows into your nostrils. And then all of a sudden you notice that you're tasting sounds and you're hearing colors, and you have developed a strange affinity for the Grateful Dead. And you go to one of their concerts, and you wake up in a pool of your own blood, and your prostate is missing. I don't know why that is, necessarily, but maybe it has something to do with the Grateful Dead. Nobody ever goes to a Grateful Dead show and comes back in one piece. All of a sudden, you also feel that your innocence is just gone. They don't make water hot enough anymore. All these things. But yeah, just like... So basically what I'd do is I'd take my Game Boy with me on the bus to school, and I would try to more or less speed run this game from the moment that I got on the bus for the extra 25 minutes that it would take to get to school. Here's our other one, by the way. Here's the piece of power. You can feel the energy flowing through you. It's basically one-hit KO, which is super awesome in dungeons, by the way. Check this out. Hiya! Super cool. I love it. But yeah, I used to see if I could get from the beginning of the game all the way through the first dungeon by the time we got to school in about 25 minutes or so, and it was fun. Kind of a good way to hone the skills a little. Okay, let's give her this little deal and she'll make us some magic powder, if you know what I mean. Ah, it has the sleepy toadstool, it does. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy, we will. As I take my amphetamines and mix this thing like a fucking psycho. It's all ready, it is. Take care, as there's not much there. Why not try a bit in my hut? You've got some magic powder. Just don't snort it, unless you have a credit card. That you can line it up properly. Try sprinkling it on a variety of things, like this. Good job. Use it on your enemies and see what happens. If you run out, go to the forest, pick some mushrooms, and I will make you some more. Well, that sounds cool. There's actually one enemy I want to use this on really quick for you. It's pretty good. It's this guy right here. Ah! I love that guy. He's just like, my eyes! My eyes! What the hell, man? I didn't do anything to you. I was just sitting here. That kind of just reminds me of the guy from SpongeBob that does the whole my eyes bit. But yeah, dude. A crazy thing with this game is I never actually beat it for the first time until just like a couple years ago. I kept getting lost in about the same area every time. and I wanted to beat the game without using walkthroughs because back then we didn't really have those. You know, getting walkthroughs off the internet was a very new thing at the time, and so it was something I just didn't have available, and I just eventually kind of gave up and never finished it until about 2 years ago. So let's put some magic powder on this guy, and he's gonna pinball the fuck out, which is not a thing that they told me would happen. Boom! There we go. The last thing I can remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. Then I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon. Yeah, sounds strange, but it sure was fun. Okay. By the way, that guy is the only person that happens with that magic powder as far as I can remember. So it's really weird that it only happens to him and nobody else. I'm all tuckered out. I think I better set a spell before I head home. I don't know what that means. I forgot about this quote. I've played this game a million times, and I have never been able to figure out what the fuck that is supposed to mean. Does that mean that he's like a sorcerer or something, and he's just going to open up a portal to Dalaran? Is that what's going on? I don't really know. Because, I mean, you can go off-screen and then come back, and then he's gone. I don't know what the big deal is. But this here, by the way, of all the items in the game to grant you passage to a dungeon, this is by far just the most obscurely out in the open with no security whatsoever. It's just a chest out in the middle of the forest in a clearing. It's I've always thought that was weird. It just seems like so unsecure compared to other things. You've got the tail key. Now you can open the tail cave gate. And here comes the man. Hoot, take the key and go to the tail cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now, the windfish is waiting, even though he's still sleeping. And probably has no real idea that you're actually here. So, with that said, let's go make our way to the entrance of the tail cave, and we'll stop in that particular area. So, it'll be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it. The themes for the dungeons in this game are really, really good. My particular two favorites in the game are Dungeon 1, the Tail Cave, and Dungeon 6, the Face Shrine. They're super, super good. Hey man, when you want to save, just push all the buttons at once. Don't ask me what that means. I'm just a kid. I love this. There's so many little, like, breaking the fourth wall type of moments in this game. It's very charming. I like it. Well, it seems that after you save, you will start at the last door you went through. I'm not really sure why that is, because I'm just a kid. Those kids are funny. We'll deal with them here again in just a couple of minutes. But yeah, dude, I love the overworld theme of this one. It's like just very triumphant and adventurous. It's great. It's very, very good. And then the one for the tail cave here, it has like this slight touch of you know, mystery and uncertainty. You kind of getting your feet wet for dungeons. So let's open up this dungeon and we'll go stop in there. Also very satisfying. Wow, dude, the color scheme for this is really cool. I really like the blue with kind of the magenta. And for those of you that played Link to the Past, you guys know very well who these guys are. So, borrowed a few things from that. But we're going to stop right here, guys. When we come back on the next installment of Let's Play Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX, we're going to move through the first dungeon in the game, the Tail Cave. It's a pretty easy one. And we will deal with that whole thing. We'll have some more stuff to talk about, and it'll be fun. So I hope you guys stop by and hang around for this series. I'm really gonna enjoy it a lot, and I hope you guys will enjoy it with me. So until then, my friends, this is your host, Lovely Cheese Pizza, saying thank you guys for watching. Have a great evening, a great morning, a great afternoon, whatever the hell it may be, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye.